Hello everyone, and welcome to the first day of Criminal Justice Administration. Today I'm just going to walk you through the syllabus and go over important details about the class, just to give you a second to learn more about me and more about the class and how we're going to operate this semester. Now, I know it's been a weird semester. It's going to be definitely a little weird to be completely online all summer. So bear with me as we adjust and continue on with this crazy style of living we currently live in. So let's begin by walking through the syllabus a little bit, and that'll be pretty much it today. So, as I said earlier, this is Criminal Justice Administration. It is CJ 4450, and my name is Caitlin Hoover. I am a first-year doctoral student here at FSU inside the Criminal Justice and Criminology department. I just finished my first year, but I have my master's from University of Alabama. And I graduated with my master's almost a year to the day. So I've had it for about a year. And I say sorry because we have a really good football team. I am also a pet mom. I have a 2-year-old lab named Dakota and a 2-month-old kitten named Dexter. And they're both asleep right now, or else I would show them off. Because if I wake them all up, they would be rambunctious and annoying in the video. So we're going to let them sleep for a little bit. So that's a little bit about me. I'll give more details in our first introduction discussion to where we can get along and get to know each other a little bit more in more detail. But we're going to continue on with the syllabus and go over a couple things that I am expecting for the class, and we'll go from there. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Feel free to post below in comments below on the on this video lecture. I put them in a discussion board so that way you can ask questions. And they're all streamlined and easier to read. So we'll keep going through this. All right, so a note on this semester. I fully understand that nobody signed up for this to be an online course during the summer. I didn't plan on it being online. Nobody did. But we're making the best of it. The entire course is going to be delivered virtually through Canvas. Completely Canvas, no synchronous lectures. The only thing that's going to be synchronous is if you want to reach out through office hours, and that's going to be through Zoom on Mondays. So if you want to do office hours, that's the only time this is going to be synchronous, because everybody has different schedules and everybody's different timelines and spread out. So there's no point in us meeting at the designated time. Like I said, everything's going to be on Canvas, including our lectures. They're going to be in a video format just like this, for each reading section, each section of the book, and everything. They're going to be broken down into shorter lectures, so that way you don't have to concentrate through a massive 2-hour or so lecture once a week. You can break it down to something more manageable. So, like I said, my office hours are going to be through Zoom or through you can make an appointment with me or visit the time out during the time. And like I said, my number one goal for this semester is to be as accessible as possible. So please feel free to reach out for anything you need, any problems with the course, any questions. If you just want to talk because you're tired of being stuck in your house 24/7, feel free to reach out. So I want to make sure you succeed, you don't fail, and you learn something along the way. So that being said, we're going to talk about the course description, what we're going to learn. So our course description, the intent of this course is to apply organization and administration theories to the criminal justice system. Now, we're going to develop an organizational sense by examining the CJ system at the organizational level instead of at the individual or offender level. And you'll see what I mean with that later on in our next lecture, what the organizational level means. And then also we're going to take and apply criminal justice theory as well as criminological theory to criminal justice organizations. So that's a little bit about the course in general. And I have like the learning outcomes and everything else spelled out on our syllabus, which is online as well. So continuing on, this is going to be a couple caveats to the class. This is a 6-week course, so expect it to be time consuming because you're learning this amount of material in a very, very condensed format. So expect it to be time consuming, but you wouldn't have signed up for it if you couldn't handle 6 weeks of criminal justice administration. So in addition, the first couple chapters are going to be your most difficult chapters to understand because it sort of lays the groundwork for everything else. I'm going to try and make it as simple as possible, but there's going to be issues along the way. If there's issues, everything. Anyways, that's it. I wanted to go ahead and let y'all know that in advance so that way you know before you get into the details about what the course is going to be like. So we're going to continue on. So course materials. There is a required textbook. It is the Potter and Humiston Criminal Justice Organization's Structures, Relationships, Control, and Planning. And this text is available from West Academic Publishing, also through online. I left a link on Canvas on the Start Here page that clicks to the immediate website of this book, but you can also get it through FSU and everything else. So, and it is a required text, so make sure you get it and use it. And there will be, I think there's one other reading that we have listed that's not going to be in the book, and that is going to be online, and it's going to be just a file on Canvas during the week, and it's just an additional reading to go over some of the theory we're covering. So that's going to be online as well. Now, you're also going to want to make sure you have a reliable internet connection, obviously, because you're going to be watching these videos and performing all your duties online, as well as programs essential for online learning. So that would be your word processing, PowerPoint to see the slides, being able to pull up journal articles later on, that kind of stuff. So make sure you're prepared in all those, and let me know if you ever run into issues with that and I can help out. So continuing on. For our office hours. My office hours are going to be on Mondays from 11 until 1, so I'm going to give you about 2 hours to come and visit. And this is going to be held virtually through Zoom. And the course page already has a navigation link directly to Zoom. And when you get there, you'll hit the meeting of the day we are on, and it'll put you into a waiting room, and it will let me know that you're in that waiting room. When you're in the waiting room, if there's no other student, I'm going to let you in. I'm just going to keep it for one student at a time, unless you come with a group question. So that way, for privacy reasons and stuff. Anyway, I can keep down on the Zoom bombing and everything else that's been happening across the U.S. So, and as I said earlier, if these scheduled hours do not work for you, please, please, please reach out, and I will definitely be able to discuss an alternative meeting time and schedule a different time zone for you if something doesn't work out. But like I said, I'm going to try to be as accessible as possible in that regard. Let's see, what else are we going to go over? Okay, lectures. Like I said earlier, our lectures are going to be supplied on Canvas through a discussion board. Now, the discussion boards are going to be open. The discussion boards that the lectures are posted on are not graded. You don't have to reply to them. You don't have to make comments. It is purely there for you to make comments if you have questions. And it's just a way to organize the questions more. If you feel like you can publicly ask your question, post it below, and others can respond if they have a better answer, or I will come back and respond. But this is not required of you. This is just to give you a chance to discuss with everybody else on a non-graded basis, purely low stakes, just in case you have questions because you couldn't ask them like a normal lecture. So please utilize that as a way to publicly discuss the information that you're learning and explanations, and feel free to ask questions. I don't want you to be unable to ask questions of each other and stuff. So that's why I posted them in discussion boards so you can ask questions. Additionally, I'm going to try to have them uploaded by Saturdays before the next week. So each section will be open, the module will open each week with your lectures, as well as anything else that we have covering during that week. I will also post all the slides for you, so you can have them up as you go along with the lectures. And I'm going to put the lectures on YouTube. There's going to be a link on your discussion post as well that takes you straight to YouTube, to the video. And that is because if you don't like watching it in the little Kaltura media player in Canvas, you can go there. It's easier to, or if you're watching it from your phone, it might be easier to watch a YouTube video versus a Canvas link. So I decided to upload it there as well for y'all to get to. Yeah, that's lectures. So we're going to go on to what am I graded on. So there's going to be a couple things you grade. There's 6 things you're going to get graded on, 7. So there's going to be 4 weekly quizzes, and this is going to operate kind of like your attendance in a way. And these are just quizzes to see how you're learning the material, if there's anything I need to make an additional lecture on to cover more material on, kind of give me an example of where your knowledge is at and how you're doing understanding the course material. You can also use these quizzes as a study guide for the exams later on. It'll help you in that way as well. They're each going to be due Friday nights at 11:59. So that way you can knock them out by Fridays and not have to worry about them over the weekend. Like I said, there's going to be 4 because this is a 6-week class. There will not be one on the 2 exam days. So during the exam weeks, there's not going to be a quiz to worry about. In addition to your weekly quizzes, there's also going to be discussion posts. There's only going to be 2. They're 5 points each. They're really low stakes. So there's that too. The first one's going to be this week, and that is an introduction post. So essentially, you're just going to tell me about yourself, talk about how everything's going, that kind of stuff. And then you're going to reply to 2 other people. And you can also reply to me. I'm going to write them as well, just to interact with y'all as well. So you can reply to me, and that would count as well. So you don't have to just do 2 students. You can do me and another student, or however you want to do it. And this is the one that is graded. Not with the lectures, but this is something separate. And with those discussion posts, in order to receive full credit, you have to write at least 250 words, which isn't too bad. And then for each of your responses, it'll be about 100 words. So it's not too bad. So there's going to be 2 of those. One is going to be your introduction, which is going to be due this week. And the other one's going to be due the next week, which I haven't quite figured out what I'm going to ask yet. I'm still working on the details. But I will post a handout in the handout section on Canvas that'll go over this and examples of good discussion posts and such like that, so that way you can get more information on it. After your discussion posts, we're also going to have an article critique. Now, I believe that it is important to be able to practice digesting and critiquing criminal justice research. So, even if you don't plan to go further in your undergraduate career, like going to grad school or something else, it is still beneficial to interact with the coursework and be able to digest and understand what a journal article is telling you. So this assignment is going to allow you to look for something administrative related, something on the course topic, and you're going to take that article and critique it and say what's good about it, what's bad about it. What is it telling you? Is it realistic in it? Could it be effective? And all that kind of stuff. And there's going to be a handout online as well that's going to tell you how to do this and how to set it up. So I'm going to make a short lecture on it probably to go over more details. With the article critique, I am not going to tell you what article to use, but you can reach out through email and show me the article that you think you're going to use, and I can tell you if it's a good one or not. But mainly the only big thing is it cannot be a news article, and it must be peer-reviewed, and it must be on topic of the class. So anything criminal justice administration related. So it shouldn't be too hard to find something that you could use. Let's see. In addition, there's going to be 2 exams. The exams are both worth about 100 points. They are open book because it's really hard to keep cheating and everything. So this is going to be open book. Not an issue. They're going to be cumulative in a sense, meaning that from now until the midterm, everything can be fair game. Once the midterm occurs, nothing from the midterm, let me rephrase that. Cumulative in the sense of saying that anything that's on that midterm will not be on your final. So from the beginning of the course of the midterm, that's information for the midterm. From the midterm to the final exam, that's the final exam information. So it's only cumulative in the sense of what happened from the last exam. So anything else with the exams? The exams are going to be on Canvas through the quiz tool. Each exam is probably going to be about 50 questions. And in addition, you're only going to have 1 hour and 20 minutes to complete it unless you have disability paperwork. And I say 1 hour and 20 minutes because that was the length of the class if we had class. So I'm keeping it for the length of the exam the same as the length of our normal class time. that we would have had if we were on campus. And for your exams, they're going to be open for 3 days. They're going to open, usually I think it's on a Tuesday, I think I set it up as Tuesday or Wednesday, and you have until that Friday to finish the exam. So you have 3 days to get it in to me. I will not be providing a study exam, like a study guide or anything, because this is a 400 level class. Y'all are adults, y'all should know how to study for an exam. But definitely utilize your quizzes and stuff as ways to study. And I'll probably release the quiz answers as well after the time period for the quiz is up, so that way you can come back and check your answers. So that'll be helpful as well. And so for your grades, it's going to be 300 points out of 300 points. So each of your quizzes is worth 10 points. Your discussion is worth 5 points, so 5 times 2 is 10, so 10 points there. Your article critique is 50 points, and your 2 exams are 200 points. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to continue on. Like I said, we have our discussions. Should have reported this earlier. So this is just about our discussions, like I said earlier, what we're including. And then same with the article critique. I'm going to post a handout, like I said. Exams. Covered that. Let's see. So some policies. I'm going to cover 2 of your policies. These are pretty basic. My email policy is pretty substantial because I have been a TA for multiple years. I've seen some things. Believe me, I will tell you about them. So my email policy is pretty standard. So I'm going to do my best to respond to you within 24 hours that you send it during the week. If you send it over the weekend, please give me about 48 hours. Please do not send me multiple emails, because then it's going to delay me in responding to you, because I don't have to go through all the emails. Also, I will not respond to emails that are not professional in nature. So please remember to have a subject, a greeting, sign off, it's all included in the syllabus. You should be able to write a professional email. Mainly that is because I don't want to see text speak in your emails. Prefer not to see swearing. It's happened before. I've had a kid who never showed up to class before and sent me an email that was literally titled, "What the F?" You can imagine what the F meant, because he got an F in the class and he wanted to know why, and that was all his email entailed. So please try to not swear in your emails and try not to be unprofessional in your emails. I would prefer it. So going on, extra credit. I'm going to give you 2 opportunities for extra credit for 5 points each, and that's going to be for your exam. They're going to be a SurveyMonkey evaluation of the course and of me as an instructor. I'm very new to this instructing by myself, and I would love for feedback and constructive feedback. So what I'm going to do is do an evaluation for y'all, where you can go in and tell me what you like about the class, what you don't like, how could I structure it differently, that kind of information. And all you're going to have to do is upload a screenshot of that last page confirming that you took it to Canvas, and then I'll give you 5 points for the exams. And that's going to be both midterm and at the end, so that way you have 2 chances, and that's 10 extra points. So I would suggest using that. And I'll give an announcement or something saying, hey, it's open at this time, so you don't have to remember. As long as you check Canvas regularly, you should be able to see it. There's also the missed exams and late work policy. For exams, I will try to be accommodating, but I would prefer to see some kind of proof that you were sick or something happened, some sort. I'm pretty accommodating, so let me know. Additionally, I would like to know it before the exam commences. If you know you're going to miss it, I'd much rather you tell me beforehand versus trying to do it after the fact. And I don't want any late work unless it's extreme circumstances. Like I said, same with the exam work. And that is also on the syllabus too. Lastly, I think the only thing I wanted else to cover was first day of class attendance. There's an ungraded syllabus quiz online on your module. It's 2 questions long. Just complete it. It's not graded, but it allows me to see that you have solved the syllabus and that you are in attendance, so that way I can tell FSU not to drop you from my course. And that is required. It's not graded, but please just do it so you don't have to get dropped and all this and give more work than needs to be. Alright, so that's pretty much it as far as the course introduction. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to either email me or, that's my dog Dakota, feel free to email me or post below. The only other part of the syllabus that's left would be your course schedule and readings. There's the readings, the due dates. All the readings are self-explanatory and supplied on your course schedules. So, without further ado, I'm going to begin putting on the lectures for the course. But feel free to ask any questions, and I look forward to talking to y'all shortly.